Will Smith described Tupac as Jada's perfect man. Can you imagine that?
Will Smith?
Will Smith.
I told you,
King in an interview. Like, I can go through and try to look for this
King
interview.
Sim. 36 now, back again with another video. We have a guest, KK. He's gonna join the conversation.
Chris Rock was doing his job, bro. It's Will Smith, obviously. You know. And the fact that he went violent straight away, you know, it's just the hate, man.
If Will Smith didn't react the way he did, like at the start, when the joke was made, if he didn't laugh, and he straight away went up to the stage and said something to Chris Rock, not even hit him, just said something or whatever, that would have been different. Then you could have said Chris Rock was in the wrong. But this guy, he heard the joke, the first thing he did, he didn't even think, the first thing he did was start pissing himself laughing. He looked around the room, that's when he's seeing Jada doing. That's what he's
rolling the eyes.
He's like, no.
Niggas like,
What do I do here?
She see me laughing, bro. Nah, he's in the wrong big time. Cause plus, you didn't even have to get up there, bro. Just sit where you are. Shout like how he shouted afterwards. But like, hey, keep
keep the weapon.
And the thing is, the joke wasn't even
even that deep, bro.
He's expecting everyone to know about his wife's sicknesses and shit like that.
Yeah,
that's the first thing. Bro. Just because you work in the same industry, I don't think everybody cares about what everybody's going on in their private lives and shit like that. So he's coming out there, he's seeing she's bold. Because when that movie was released ages ago, the lady that done it, Halle Berry, the black chick, she shaved her head so she could do the part. And that's literally all the nigga was saying. Nigga was saying, I'm looking forward to G.I. Jane too. Because she had a similar haircut.
Yeah.
And so this guy's carried on. He's looking around, he's going, everyone's looking at me, I've laughed. What am I going to do now? I've got to do something. Now I've got to do something over the top to let niggas know that I'm sticking up for my girl. And that's why he's going up there.
You shouldn't put
slapped him.
Violence, you could say something, hey man, that wasn't good. You shouldn't have said that in front, or even take it to the back. Just at the end of it, you kind of get Chris Rock come here. You shouldn't say that. Don't do that again. No, get up in front of the millions at the Oscar, bro.
That's everyone important in that nigga's industry. Every single person that's important in that movie industry is sitting there watching Chris Rock, the person presenting the thing, get slapped around. How do you think that looks for Chris Rock? Even for Chris Rock, for the award show, for the company that organizes all that stuff, for the people sitting there watching. Because if you look at what he done, there's no other way to put it than except he did it just to get a reaction from people. He did it for the reaction. He obviously thought it was funny. He looked around, his girl didn't think it was funny. Now in the public, because he was already a meme before, so you've got to add all this stuff together in his reaction, all that meme from before when she was killing him and shit like that.
That nigga made the whole world.
That's even worse. If you could do that in real live in front of important people, imagine when the cameras unrolling. What kind of fucked up of a family would that or a relationship would that be?
But think about it. That guy has been copying it for how long, bro? He's been copying it about Jada for how long?
I'm just surprised.
Do you remember when Tupac died and they had that whole thing with Jada, Will Smith, and that whole Tupac thing? Mm-hmm. And Will Smith's daughter wrote a letter to that nigga saying, "Come back so my mom can be happy," about Tupac. Can you imagine that?
What?
First of all, it's even been recognized that another by your own kids, bro. Another nigga's making your wife happier than you are. This nigga writing letters and shit.
Even the
bro.
Even the August thing, she was like,
bro.
She was like, I haven't felt good in a long time. She's
saying that to his face, bro.
Because I hadn't feel good in a long time. That's why I did some shit.
And if that's the truth, that's not something bad to tell him. That's just the truth. There's nothing else about it. But that is not some shit that you say about your husband, that you've been cheating on in front of the world. Nah, but saying it live in front of people, that's one thing. Airing it live to the whole world. And this is Will Smith we're talking about. Niggas gonna see the name, they're gonna click on it, but they're gonna read it.
He's pretty much the biggest actor
Will Smith is if you want to name African American actors who really in the last decade, 2 decades has been putting up Will Smith numbers. not even the last couple of decades, but from time he's been putting up numbers.
There's Will Smith, there's Kevin Hart.
But Kevin Hart and all them, they come from the comedy side of it.
Yeah.
So they did the whole stand-up comedy thing, all of that.
Yeah, he has done
And
everything.
then and then I moved into the movie stuff. Will Smith, from time, bro, from time. This guy was just on his movie thing.
Yeah.
He come out on his movie thing, and then he went into the music, and he killed it, all that. Or I don't know if it was the other way around. He was doing music and then whatever.
I don't know what was first. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, he killed it in like both.
He killed it in both. This nigga was getting nominated for Grammys and shit.
Damn.
It was a trendsetter for drip. Will Smith was a trendsetter for drip back in them days, bro. How all them niggas were wearing their little funny hats and stuff like that. That was all Will Smith, bro.
And that's King C.
And you know what I'm saying? And just look at how everyone's just taking the piss out of him. And it was even from back then.
Nah.
Even from back then, he's getting taken the piss out. Obviously, not on this level.
Not on this
but like, if you see how this guy has been defeated in the last 2 years,
You can tell this guy just.
you can see that wasn't a retaliation for you just said something about my wife, because he didn't care about what Chris Rock said. He did not give a shit. He thought that was funny. He's just saying
his first automatic reaction was to laugh.
He's just seen his wife's reaction now, and he's gone, after I became a meme last year about my wife, if I let this slide, I'm going to become a meme again. They're gonna bring all that stuff back again. If I let this nigga say that about my wife, I have to do something. What am I gonna do? I can't just say something. I have to go up there. He walked up there, he slapped him, bro.
Even before slapping
you can't say that's rational thinking, bro.
No, still, like he had to get up there, think about it.
That second before he slapped him, this guy was looking down for a minute, and then boom, he slapped him.
Yeah, bro. Like he could have stopped himself at certain. By the time he got up, he could have stopped himself. He walked up to the stairs, could have stopped himself. Climbed the stairs, could have stopped himself. Chris Rock was even talking to him as he was walking up on the stairs, like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Could have stopped himself.
That nigga thought he was about to joke with him.
Walked up to Chris Rock and put his hand out and looked at his hand before he slapped him. Could have stopped himself, and he whooped him and then slapped him. I feel sorry for Chris Rock the most out of him.
The way he handled it, that's cool.
The way he handled it was crazy.
But like,
most niggas,
you got to think, but like in a situation like that, what would you even
that
think?
nigga was about to start roasting, you know that?
What can you think?
He could have said some.
Last thing I heard after that,
He could have said some other crazy.
Chris Rock said, "I could." I was like, nah.
Chris Rock is a better man than me, but if that was me up on the stage, I'm flaming the whole thing. I'm flaming the whole thing.
I'm gonna violate that guy. He's gonna do it.
Why you slap me? You ain't slap Tupac, bro. Why you slap me? Come on, bro. Bro, and that's you've just been brought up. You've been brought up like he's been made a presenter for that exact reason. You're a comedian. You're a funny guy.
Yeah.
You're known in Hollywood. He's been brought up for that exact to do what he was doing.
Did what he's supposed to do. And he
make your jokes, interact with the crowd. He could have made jokes that he just wrote, but this nigga was making jokes how you're supposed to be making them based on the crowd, what's going on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you're presenting, you're interacting with the crowd, you're making your jokes, you're putting it all together. That's what the nigga was doing. He was doing his job, and he was doing his job quite well.
Some of a cut.
A comedian getting paid to say jokes. How can you get angry at that?
Yeah. You see them last few years, them memes were low-key dying. That nigga just brought it back up.
I can't believe it actually happened.
This guy go for another 2-3 years.
Now the first meme was, the little crying one when he was sitting at the table.
Yeah, holding the tears back.
Holding the tears back. He's looking into the camera. She's talking wild, bro. She's bro. I was getting my back burned. This nigga was popping. I wasn't happy. I
never felt good in a long time.
And that would, bro. Can you imagine that? Can you even imagine that? You're bringing in millions, bro. That's not one little 1, 2, 3 million.
Bro.
You're bringing in millions.
Will Smith
20, 30, 40 millions. And she's everything, bro. The kids, the whole thing's all good, and she's sitting there telling you, "Nah, bro, I ain't been happy. That's why I was getting my thing breaking by other niggas.
Nigga, if I was him and I heard that, I'd be like, this ends right here.
It's like
this table right here.
But you got to think about it, bro. Do you know how much money Will Smith has made since he's been with Jada? Because they've been together for time.
Yeah.
His whole career, pretty much. Every single cent that nigga's made from them times, them 1980, 90 times to now.
Mm-hmm.
You think he's gonna divorce her? That's finished. That's finished. That's
You think
finished.
that's why he's not divorcing her?
What? Divorce her? Bro, he's gonna be a meme. No, bro. He's gonna be a meme, and he's gonna be a meme again. One, because they're gonna split that in half, no matter what. Because it's not like he came in with bare millions.
Yeah,
He might have had money already by the time they were dating. He might have had the money already. Once you get married, everything you make after that is half-half, bro. Doesn't matter if you did 99% of the work. You're married, your team is 50-50.
I don't like that rule. I don't know who
Niggas got kids already, got all this other stuff. She was making money too. They were making movies and shit together. They were doing all of this stuff. You gotta know who you're marrying for real. You gotta know.
Marriage
Gotta know.
DH. They used to be the power couple. I'm saying back in a few years.
Niggas were making songs. What was that thing in that J. Cole's
J.
thing?
Cole, yeah.
I want that Jada in real life. Nah, bro, keep that. I don't want that anywhere near me, bro. Keep that.